Level 1 The Curious Child. The wooden matches feel rough against your fingertips as you strike them on the concrete. A small orange flame dances in the dark basement of your brick Bronx apartment building. Your adoptive parents are kind to you, but you feel a heavy hollow emptiness inside. The neighborhood boys exclude you, leaving you all alone with your fast-racing internal thoughts. You sit and watch the fire consume a piece of dry cardboard, studying the smoke. The rising heat warms your face, giving you a brief sense of control and purpose. Loud animal sounds bother you, and their barking echoes through the narrow dark brick alleyways. You enlist in the army, learning the heavy mechanical weight of standard-issue military rifles. The gun recoil pushes against your shoulder, leaving a dull ache that you quickly ignore. South Korea is humid and loud, but the marksmanship training teaches you perfect steady aim. A military discharge sends you back to New York, feeling more isolated than ever before. The civilian world expects you to fit in, but you have a much different plan. Level 2 The Isolated Teenager. The thick phone book pages rustle under your thumb as you search for family names. You finally find your biological mother, and the train ride to Long Island feels endless. The brief reunion is very cold, leaving a sour metallic taste inside of your mouth. She has a new family now, and you are just a mistake from the past. The quiet apartment in Yonkers feels smaller every day, with the walls pressing inward slowly. You get a job sorting letters for the postal service, standing under bright fluorescent lights. The rough paper envelopes give you small cuts, but you sort them without any complaint. You buy a yellow Ford Galaxy, feeling the worn steering wheel resting under your palms. Nighttime drives through the city burrs help you escape the heat of your small room. You watch happy couples sitting in parked cars, holding hands and whispering to each other. The neighbor dog barks incessantly, scratching at your tired mind like a sharp iron nail. The noise refuses to stop, and you know it requires a very specific final solution. Level 3 The Student of Death. You travel to Texas, buying a heavy bulldog revolver over a dusty retail glass counter. 44 caliber bullets roll in your palm, heavy with lead and thick brass casing. The gun feels compact and efficient, slipping perfectly into a small brown paper grocery bag. You return to New York, feeling the weapon resting heavy inside your winter coat pocket. The black dog owned by Sam Carr barks loudly, echoing through the thick humid air. You write strange letters on lined paper, pressing the pen hard against the wooden desk. The dark ink bleeds through the pages as you document the voices inside your head. You shoot the dog, watching the loud noise shatter the quiet suburban summer evening street. The barking stops, but the persistent voices in your mind just grow so much louder. You sit in the yellow Ford, watching the rain hit the dirty glass front windshield. Your military training returns as you practice gripping the smooth wooden handle of the revolver. Animal targets are no longer enough to satisfy the loud commands echoing in your brain. Level 4 The Stalker. The dark Bronx streets are empty at 3 in the morning, the pavement cooling down. You spot 2 young women sitting inside a parked car, talking in very low voices. Your heavy boots make no sound on the asphalt as you walk up from behind. The revolver leaves the paper bag, the metal barrel cold against the humid warm air. You raise the weapon with both hands, adopting the perfect military-style combat shooting stance. 5 shots ring out, the loud noise deafening in the confined space of the street. The smell of gunpowder fills your nose, sharp and bitter like old burnt sulfur matches. Shattered car safety glass falls onto the seats, sounding like scattered pieces of dropped ice. You turn around and walk away briskly, blending right into the darkness of the neighborhood. Your heart beats in a slow and steady rhythm as you start the car engine. The next day newspapers report a tragic random shooting, but they have no clear suspects. They call it a random tragedy, but you know it is just the very beginning. Level 5 The Novice Killer. Months pass by and the cold winter wind bites your face during the night shifts. You drive to Queens, looking for isolated residential blocks with very poor street light visibility. A young couple sits inside a car and you approach them from the passenger side. The heavy trigger resists slightly before the internal gun hammer drops with a solid click. The bright flash blinds you for a fraction of a second, leaving a purple spot. You pull the trigger again, feeling the heavy recoil push back into your right wrist. Empty shell casings fall onto the pavement, making a high-pitched metallic ringing impact sound. You run through the nearby park branches, scratching your face and tearing your winter jacket. The fading adrenaline makes your hands shake slightly as you grip the steering wheel again. The police start noticing a pattern matching large caliber bullets from the crime scenes perfectly. The city begins to panic, locking their home doors tight as the sun goes down. The fear is spreading fast, but you really want them to know your real name. Level 6 The Predator. You sit down at your small kitchen table, pressing a blue pen onto blank paper. Block letters fill the page, taking credit for the murders with strange and disjointed phrases. You sign the letter with the name Son of Sam, feeling a strange sudden pride. You walk back to the crime scene, leaving the handwritten envelope near the police barricade. The next shooting happens in Brooklyn, right outside a busy local neighborhood night dance club. You step out of the dark, the heavy gun rising smoothly in your bare hands. The loud pops echo off the brick walls as people scream and hit the ground. You walk away calmly, feeling the rough texture of the hot metal gun barrel smoking. Newspapers publish your letter and the entire city reads your exact words by early morning. Local women change their hair color, cutting it short to avoid becoming your next target. A famous journalist receives your next letter addressed directly to his busy daily newspaper desk. Millions read your taunts and you enjoy the heavy weight of their growing collective fear. Level 7 The Collector. Your Yonkers apartment becomes a disorganized mess filled with strange scribbles on the white walls. You collect every single newspaper clipping, stacking them all neatly on the wooden apartment floorboards. The ink smells fresh as you read your own quotes printed on the front page. The humid summer heat makes you sweat through your thin cotton shirt every single night. You drive out to Long Island looking for a new quiet location far from home. The Bulldog revolver feels familiar in your firm grip like an old heavy iron tool. A parked car sits under a broken street lamp at the end of the road. You pull the trigger, shattering the passenger window and smelling the thick burning cordite smoke. The victims never see your face, safely hidden in the dark cover of the night. You return to the yellow car, starting the engine and merging into fast highway traffic. The police sketch just looks like a generic man with dark hair and average height. They are hunting a ghost, but physical mistakes always leave a clear trail of breadcrumbs. Level 8 The Media Phantom. The anniversary of your first attack arrives and the police double their night street patrols. The July heat wave is suffocating, pushing the city temperature well past 95 degrees. You drive to Brooklyn, parking your yellow car near a fire hydrant without even caring. A patrol officer walks by your car writing a ticket for the illegal parking violation. The bright orange paper slips under your windshield wiper, scraping against the dry, dirty glass. You ignore it, walking toward a nearby park where couples walk in the pitch dark. A young woman with long dark hair sits inside a car with her nervous date. You raise the gun, closing one eye and focusing on the target ahead of you. The shots fire in quick succession, the heavy recoil jarring your right wrist and elbow. A witness sees you walking away holding the gun down close by your right leg. You drive back to Yonkers, leaving the orange parking ticket resting on the plastic dashboard. The city thinks you are an invisible phantom, but paper records never ever forget names. Level 9 The Cross-Country Killer. Detectives sift through thousands of parking tickets looking for cars near the dark crime scene. They find a yellow Ford registered to a postal worker living up in Yonkers today. Unmarked police cars park outside your apartment building, blocking the narrow paved street from view. You walk out of your building carrying the loaded revolver hidden in a paper bag. The metal car door handle feels warm under your bare hand as you pull it. A detective steps forward, pointing a service weapon directly at your chest and your face. He asks who you are and you smile with a strange sense of quiet relief. You say your name is Sam and the heavy steel handcuffs click around your wrists. They search your car, finding weapons and a brand new letter ready to be mailed. Inside your apartment they find the strange scribbles on the dirty plaster room wall surfaces. You sit in the interrogation room, feeling the cold metal chair press against your back. The chase is finally over and the court system will now dissect your entire mind. Level 10 The Untouchable. Bright flashbulbs blind you as police walk you past a massive crowd of angry reporters. You wear a bulletproof vest, feeling its heavy stiff weight pressing hard against your ribs. The courtroom is completely silent as you plead guilty to all the charges against you. The judge sentences you to hundreds of years in a maximum security state penitentiary prison. Thick concrete blocks your view of the sky and heavy iron doors lock you inside. You write letters to the press changing your story about the dogs and the demons. The noise of the prison block completely replaces the quiet streets of the dark city. You find religion behind bars, clutching a small paper Bible inside your wrinkled, aging hands. The thin pages are yellowing, smelling of dust and institutional cleaning chemicals every single day. State parole hearings come and go, but the board denies your release every single time. You sit in your cell listening to the loud mechanical buzz of cheap fluorescent lights. The city has forgotten the fear, but the dead victims remain frozen in time forever.